Good morning. So when we're on our own, without an organisation behind us, we need to keep our faith strong. So I would like to look at the miracles and just see, did they really happen? We need to remember that God and Jesus Christ are extraterrestrials. It will help us to understand what's going on if we think of them in those terms. Now we know from Colossians chapter 1, it says that Jesus is the firstborn of all creation. So Jehovah God was alone, billions and billions of years ago, created this Son first of all. But they had billions of years, so what were they to do? Well, it says that in him, that's Jesus Christ, things were created. It says all things in heaven and on earth. All things were created through him and for him. So you can understand why Jehovah and Jesus did not give up on us. First of all, they'd spent billions of years making this planet and us, and it was made for Jesus Christ. It was a gift for him. So God wasn't going to give up on us, and Jesus wasn't going to give up on us because we were given to him. But now we need to look carefully at what they were doing for those billions of years. But I've only got 5 minutes, so I'm going to have a quick look at proteins. And proteins are made up of amino acids. I don't know if you can see this at all. This one is glycine. It's probably one of the simpler amino acids, made up of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and a little bit of nitrogen. Now, if you replace this hydrogen here with this group of atoms here, you get another amino acid called isoleucine, if that's how you pronounce it. Now, you can replace this hydrogen here with several clusters of atoms, and thereby you get different amino acids. But those amino acids go to make up proteins. But what the cell has to do is it has to put each of those amino acids in a string at exactly the right order. It's like the word banana. The word banana is made up of 3 A's, a B and 2 N's. But if you get them in the wrong order, it doesn't make any sense. So your amino acids have to be in exactly the right order, and the cell orders them properly. These amino acid strings or chains are hundreds of amino acids long. And the cell, once it's made the chain, will let it go, and then the chain will fold up. Sometimes it will fold up in a spiral like this, and sometimes it will pleat like an accordion. And the reason it does this is because an amino acid in one part of the chain will be attracted to an amino acid in another part of the chain, and so they come together and you get this arrangement. Now, this then becomes like a rope, and you can fold it up again, but it's got to be folded up in the right way, otherwise it doesn't work. Jehovah and Jesus Christ knew exactly what was going on with protein in the human body. Protein which we can't live without. We can't have protein without life, and we cannot have life without protein. So when Jesus came to earth, he knew exactly what made up the human body. And there's a really interesting miracle that he performed. And obviously, Jesus knew exactly what was needed to feed 5,000 people. He knew how to put life into Lazarus's body. But this is an interesting miracle. It's in Luke 14. It was the Sabbath, of course, but they brought a man to him with dropsy. Now Luke, being a physician, knew exactly what was wrong with this man. He had fluid on his lungs, so he was drowning. But Jesus did not have training as a doctor, or not on earth anyway. So he cured the man, but the Jews objected, of course, because it was the Sabbath. So he said to them, "Which of you here, if his son or his ox falls into a well," that's a well of water, in other words, your son or your ox is in danger of drowning, which one of you wouldn't pull him out on the Sabbath? Jesus knew exactly what this man needed to get better. The water on his lungs needed to be got rid of, and whatever caused it needed to be cured. Jesus could do that. So, what else do we have to give us confidence in the miracles? Well, in the book of John, just after Jesus had cured the blind man, he says to the Jews that the things that he does in his Father's name are his witness. So the miracles were testimony that Jesus was the Son of God. But the Jews started to stone him for saying he was the Son of God. So he said to them, "If I'm not doing my Father's work, there's no need to believe me. But we believe Jesus because we know those miracles happened." Now, the Jews didn't deny that the miracles happened, because Jesus said to them, "Are you stoning me for a good work?" And they said, "Oh, no." They knew he had done these good works. They just didn't want to believe that it was from God. So we have great confidence that Jesus is the Son of God, that he came from heaven. So bear in mind that Jehovah and Jesus Christ are not humans. They don't look at things the same way that we do. So we can have great confidence that it was easy for them to perform those miracles. And it builds up our faith that, when the promises are made in the scriptures, they will be fulfilled. So thank you very much for watching this morning.